Hello everyone, it is Jacob here with a level around 80 update of the Carino progression, Little Flash Carino progression. I swapped to Shadow Shot, so I will go quickly over the skills. Shadow Shot with multiple projectiles, like Little Flash Carino has a talent that allows him to shotgun with his projectiles, so when you get close enough to your targets, you are able to hit them with all the projectiles at once. So that's why I'm stuck in more projectiles basically on my Shadow Shot. So multiple projectiles with greater multiple projectiles if you have the energy for that. If not, then just follow the circle to the left, like multiple projectiles, Grudge, added erosion damage, greater multiple projectiles, and control spells. All the thingies just increase your overall damage basically. Movement skill, blink with quick mobility and cooldown reduction, just to have it on as long cooldown as possible. As you can see, the cooldown is around 1 second for me, so I can blink fairly often, and that will help you traverse the map pretty well, even though I have a lot of movement speed as well. I'm running 2 curses. That's by the use of passives that I will go over this time. So Corruption is the first one, paired with Preparation and Terrain of Malice, so you don't have to press it yourself. Second curse is Entangled Pain, the same setup, Preparation, Terrain of Malice, so it is automated. The uptime is not 100%, but it is high enough to kill bosses pretty much. Yeah, the uptime is around 75%, so yeah, no worries about that for now. Once you get more energy, you will pair that with increased duration, and the uptime will be pretty much 100% because you get high enough level of preparation. So it will be cast in like every 8 seconds instead of 8.5 when you have lower levels. So yeah, increased duration will fix this. I don't have enough energy yet. I have slots for it, I just did not bother, because for now at around level 80 you will be in around time mark 5 maps, and you will have no issues clearing those. So Corruption, Entangled Pain both increase erosion damage or damage over time by enemies, taken by enemies, so that's that. And the last skill here, Black Hole. Really early on, when if you swap too early, if you swap at around level 75 or so, you might struggle with damage, so then I would suggest swapping Black Hole with Shadow Swamp, and just use Shadow Swamp until you start clearing really quickly, and then swap in Black Hole. And that's the reason for that is it gives enemies 100 affliction the second you pop it on a boss. When you get to the boss, just pop it manually. I have Preparation here, so it gets cast throughout the map automatically. But when you get to the boss, you can just pop it manually and stack 100 affliction on the boss instantly. So that's the reason I have this here. It also has reverse knockback, but I believe Shadow Shot has that as well. Maybe not anymore. Yeah, whatever. So Black Hole, auras, precise projectiles, more damage with projectiles, Deep Pain, more damage with damage over time. And then once you get high enough level of your support skills, you will be able to swap Swiftness for Erosion Enhancement or Spell Amplification. Both will work, so choose whichever one you like more. I will go with Erosion Enhancement because once you get Precise, there's a mod that gives you additional damage to life. So yeah, Erosion Enhancement, you will be able to run it on life. It will reserve your entire life full, so you would drop this last thingy here. So for now I don't have the support skills leveled up enough yet. So swiftness, just to get a little bit faster through the map, and the last one here would be corrosion imbue for now, until until I'm able to reserve the erosion. Pretty much. So yeah, and once I'll be able to reserve the erosion enhancement, I might even be able to reserve this on mana at that point, because I will have more energy. I will be able to link more links to my auras, so I will have more mana. So this is a flex slot for a 20% sealed mana skill like corrosion imbue, summon thunder spirit, summon fire magus if you want more crit, summon frost spirit if you feel like you don't have enough regen. You can use summon frost spirit, works as well. I will probably stick with corrosion imbue because that's a little bit more flat damage that I add to my damage over time. So yeah. That's for the skills. No candles yet, it's just level 80. Don't bother, you will clear everything like so quickly that you don't even care. Goddess of Deception, like that's your main clear mechanic. And subtle impact, we are running blur, so blur gives you 25% additional dot damage and you are getting blur whenever your energy shield starts to charge. And through our itemization, our energy shield is starting like all the time, so this is up all the time. Basically you have blur throughout the entire map. Damage, movement speed, a little bit of energy shield, and gain blur per 5 stacks of build inflicted, so you can keep blur up while bossing as well. The second one is psychic. Affliction provides you with affliction throughout the map when your black hole is not like on cooldown. You are stuck in affliction passively on monsters. It also gives you additional affliction effect, which affliction increases your damage. Affliction increases the damage over time the afflicted enemies take. So yeah, this increases your damage basically. And the second one is verbal abuse. You can cast 1 additional curses. That's why I can use 2 curses and plus curse effect. If you have plus 1 additional curse somewhere else, you can take more with less and deal even more damage. Like you can get plus 1 additional curse on an amulet, on a helmet, or on one of your pact spirits as well. So if you are lucky enough and you have that, you can use pact spirit and instead of verbal abuse, just use more with less. And you will deal more damage. Here I focus more, I started focusing more on defense because the damage is high enough. So maximum energy shield, more defense here, that gives you energy shield as well. 72% damage to enemies under crowd control effect. Knockback counts as a crowd control effect. I also inflict paralysis and with different itemization you would be able to inflict slow. So if the enemy has any of these on them, you have this plus 72% damage to enemies under crowd control. So that's like 3 points and a lot of damage from those. And back here we have Reaping. Reaping is your instant damage. Like if you are only stuck in wild, you will slowly degenerate monsters until they die. Well, what Reap does is it takes the portion of the damage over time the enemy is taking and just provides it instantly basically. So it takes your damage over time and makes it instant. That's what Reaping does. That's why you want to have multiple sources of Reaping on your gear, on your pact spirits, on your skills. That's why I have the Reaping Agony on Black Hole, because whenever Black Hole hits a monster, Reaping Agony procs. It has some... each source of Reap has its internal cooldown, so this Reaping Agony has 4 seconds, while... is there a source of Reaping somewhere here? Maybe on the next tree? Yeah, so Reaping cooldown, so it works more often. All of the points here actually give Reaping cooldown. Okay, that's changed from before. Yeah, Affliction and Affliction effect, even more Affliction. And when you stack maximum affliction is 100, so the Black Hole provides you with maximum affliction on the monster. It gets minus 10% all resistances, which counts even to erosion resistance, so you basically deal 10% more damage. So this is similar to penetration basically. Then Blur and Blur effect. And Blur is a source of like defense most of the times, but from Goddess of Deception we also get the 25% additional dose damage from Blur as well. And that scales with Blur effect as well. Warlock, Indifference, that's a no-brainer, just +2 all skills. That's just insane value for this this large point. And the second one would be Off the Beaten Track, which allows you to reserve more auras basically, because yeah, I have a video about Off the Beaten Track from the last season. It still works the same, so just check the video from last season. I just explained it there. Energy Shield, Affliction effect, element duration here, because Wild is really short element, or short duration element, so increasing its duration helps you with damage. Max Energy Shield and Energy Shield charge cannot be interrupted by damage for 1 second after it starts. Our Energy Shield is starting every time we reap something, so this provides us with pretty much never-ending Energy Shield charge. Cooldown recovery and cooldown recovery speed again with +1 maximum charges. This helps our Empower skills if we had some, and it also helps our movement, because yeah, that's what makes my blink to have 2 charges. So I can blink, move a little bit, cast a little bit, and blink again. In between bugs, having 2 charges there is an insane value mobility wise. So max charges here. And then we have the top row for +1 all skill level. And I took this just to get more movement speed from Blur. So +12% movement speed while Blur is active. And here is another +15%. So yeah, a source of movement speed here. For the statue I've just put in whatever I dropped. You want Reap sources, so here is another source of Reap for me that I found. And the other 2 is just like damage and yeah, a little bit of regain, nothing crazy here yet. For the items, really cheap build. I've bought all of these for around 10 FE in total. You want at the beginning just buy 2 memories, they go for around 1 FE. Yeah, I bought one for 2 FEs and one for 1 FE, and they are almost perfect. Like this one has, I was looking for 40% of the skills damage as base build. That was my first requirement. Then I was looking on cast speed, and after that I was looking on spell damage. So as you can see, both of mine have 40-10 plus some spell damage. The 40% is the most important roll on those. So you want 2 of them, and if possible get some with higher energy. Item level 80 at least to be able to roll the maximum energy of 61 on an item. So item level 80, so I'm able to roll more energy on these later if I will choose to, but I will be swapping them eventually, so yeah, do not overspend on them. Boots, King's Boon. I bought a lower level here. I will have to buy a new pair eventually, but this pair was cheap at least. Let's see how much are level 80s. Level 80s are going for around 3 to 5 FEs. And you want 30% movement speed and a slow cooldown on the reap as possible. So 30, close to 30% movement speed and low cooldown here for a reasonable price that you can afford at this point. Armor would be Twilight Vestment. I've bought that for 6 FEs, and you want to get one with 12% reaping duration, and if you can get one, try to get one with like higher energy shield charge speed. Try to get that closer to 0, or at least out from the negative numbers. It goes from -20 to +12 or something. You can check it here. It goes from -36 to +12, so try to get it at least from the negative numbers, so your energy shield just does not regenerate like giga slow. And yeah, this armor provides us with the when reaping, energy shield starts charging immediately, so I have like 4, 5 or 6 sources of reap, and each of the reaps have different cooldowns, so they are popping one after another. So this is proccing all the time, and the 1 second uninterruptible charge from my passive skills keeps the energy shield charge going, basically. So that's what the armor provides us. And then the amulet, I dropped it, but you can buy it for 1 FE, and you want one with Ocean of Rock with closer to 15% conversion here, just so you convert some of your life to energy shield and you have more energy shield then, because you want to reserve your auras on life. So yeah, that's a no-brainer. Energy shield is your main source of life, basically. And the rest of the things, just get energy shield helmet. This one, all the other things I just dropped, so energy shield based helmet with as much energy shield as possible, resistances, and on the other slots it would be also try to cap your resistances, and you should be good to go even in Time Mark 7 maps eventually. So that's for the gear. For the hero traits, this, so when you use a movement skill you will be doing 15% additional damage for 4 seconds. So when you are bossing, try to be closer to the boss like this. And yeah, dodge out, dodge back in, just to keep the buff going. Just to keep this buff going, because that's 15% additional damage, that's a lot. This one makes your projectiles return to you when they reach maximum range. So that's what happening here, like the projectiles are returning. Once you get a source of like penetration, I can show it here. As you can see, my projectiles are not penetrating the target, but if you get a source of penetration somewhere, I can simulate it right here. You will be able to stack even more stacks of wealth, because basically you will be stuck in the wealth when the projectiles are going out and then when they are going back. So at least for bossing, at least 1 penetration would be enough. Yeah. For now, added erosion damage is just more damage for now for me. So that's that. Did I forgot something? I think that was everything. I will show you how a map goes. Just to show you, I have like overkill bug spirits, but just to show you that you don't need them, I will remove them. So you can see that everyone can play it on this budget. So Time Mark 5 map. You will get to Time Mark 5 at around level 80, so that's around the mark when you would like to swap to this, if you would want to swap to this. I'm not taking the God of War because that does not get open until you finish Time Mark 5 at least once. So this is a normal clear before you get to Time Mark 5. And as you can see, everything is popping. The more monsters you get on the map, the better, because they will just kill each other by their explosions, and also by the chaining. And because you are like spreading poison or wild through this, chance for dot damage to spread to targets in proximity, so you hit something with wild and it spreads to other targets around, and you have like 7 projectiles chaining between monsters, so it stacks wild really fast on the entire pack, which then eventually explodes thanks to the daggers. So yeah, this is how the boss goes. That is not that great, but if you would want to have it faster, you can swap erosion damage for Reaping Agony to have another source of reap, and then you would kill bosses even faster. Even though your shadow shot will do less damage, but you will have more sources of reap which will proc more often, so that's what provides you with instant damage basically. So yeah, that's how the build goes. Thanks everyone for watching. I will see you in the next update. Bye.